Legal, galera, estamos aqui com Laurie e Rasmus. Vamos começar. Charlie Gima, Foot Rock. Right, so Rasmus is back after 5 years, okay? And what did you do during this time?
Yeah, it's been 5 years since the last album was released.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of a long time because we used to release much more often, and but we wanted to have a little break of the band because we all have like personal lives too, and we all have children. Uh, the other guys actually they all have 2 kids, so it was time to live that life too for a couple of years. And myself, I moved to Los Angeles like 3 years ago. It was a kind of big change to leave my home country, Finland,
Right.
behind, and
Did you
it's a
become
big
a
move.
skater boy, surfer boy?
Yeah, I've been surfing a little bit. I broke my shoulder,
Really?
and actually I broke the board in 2 pieces.
Uh-huh.
It was a really big crash. But yeah, so we did some other things as well, and then now the last couple of years we've been like writing new material for this new album, and now it's out.
All right, good. I've heard some songs, and it's
Mhm.
good, right?
Thank you.
And this off time for you, what did it bring to Dark Matters?
At this off time,
Yes.
well, I've always written songs as like I was writing a diary of my life. So all the songs have like true meanings, and they are uh, about some situations or things that happened to me in my life. And one big thing was, of course, last 5 years was because I moved to a new country, and it was very emotional. It was kind of sad. I felt a little bit homesick, but at
Uh-huh.
the same time, I
Yeah.
also felt like, wow, this is great opportunity to be in a new massive city with full of opportunities. I started meeting a lot of people. I met like really cool filmmakers, photographers, like painters, music people, everything. Like, I'm really happy that I made the move. Uh, but that was good material for songwriting as well.
Right. All right. So you always write about real things, about your experience. You never try to imagine situations for
Well,
writing lyrics.
Well, I of course I use my imagination a lot
Uh-huh.
when I write stuff, and many times I have like metaphors and shit that I cover the things up with. But I like to have the true meaning in the songs, and something that is really real, cause it is me after 20 years who's gonna
Right.
be singing those songs on stage.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, for example, like In the Shadows, the song, like we have to play it every time we go on stage. I mean, the fans will go just crazy if we don't do it. And so
It's
I
your legacy, right?
yeah, it's like that's how I felt 2002 when I
Uh-huh.
wrote the song. And maybe I've changed, maybe I'm a little bit different person now, but that's still part of me, and like I was like then. And or the first song I ever written for the Rasmus was called Myself. It was written when I was 15, 16 years old, and I was at school. I had my world there happening. It was a very
Mm-hmm.
small world, and I had my skateboard, and I had my friends, and I had my fights, and I had my girlfriend, whatever. But I was writing about that moment, and it was really honest. And now it feels a little bit funny when I listen to the track,
But it was your time.
but that was real. you know.
Good. And are you still living in California?
Yes.
Yeah, right. So, did you feel any difference in your area about the president changing?
Yeah, everybody's talking about, of course,
If you don't want to talk about that, is
yeah, everybody's talking about Trump and the shit he's done, and it's complicated. I feel, especially my American friends, they are very ashamed of the situation,
right.
and it's not their fault, I mean, but a lot of my friends, they take it seriously, and they are like, why would you move here? You should have stayed in Finland, and it's so much better there. But in Finland, we have our other problems, and yeah, the world has just become quite a
But
crazy place.
as a foreigner in the U.S., do you feel any difference for you?
For me, I didn't feel much of a difference as a foreigner in US. You know, maybe it's just like if you are trying to get some visas or you know to play a show there, maybe it's difficult. But I am a resident there, so I don't have that problem.
Good. So there's no wall for you.
There's no wall, but yeah, we just came from Mexico before this, and it's like they're really pissed,
Right.
of course.
Okay, so let's talk about Dark Matters. What can you tell us about the whole process of writing, composing this album?
We've been writing this album for quite a long time. I think like 3 years ago we started
Right.
putting the songs together, and
It's almost like a Guns N' Roses did.
yeah, sometimes it takes time, but I think it's important to spend time, especially on the songwriting,
Uh-huh.
because at least that's what we do. We try to make all the songs ready, and we have all the lyrics down and everything, and the songs are like ready to play with acoustic guitar right here, right now. And then when we're at that point, then we usually start looking for the studio and thinking of the production, like how should it sound like, and we found this great group of producers in Sweden called The Family. It's actually two guys and a girl, and they were just the perfect match for our band because they also have a like a rock and metal background. They've been playing in different bands before.
Was it the first time you worked with them?
Yeah, it was the first time we met them, and we clicked right away. I think it was a good match because they understand the pop world, the you know, the modern sounds, but also they have this essence of like a rock and metal and a little bit of 80s and exactly what we have.
Yeah.
So it was a good match.
Right. And you said about the pop world, right? How do you see yourself in the band? I mean, how do you see the Rasmus music? How can we call it pop rock, pop music, heavy metal,
Yeah,
hard rock?
it's a pop rock band. We are combining things, you know, rock, pop, even some little of influence of hip hop on the new
Right.
album. We have like some drum beats that were inspired maybe because I moved to Los Angeles and I listen to you know, the radio while I'm driving my car in the LA traffic, and it's only hip hop, and I think hip hop has very much attitude. Not all of it, but some of it has really like even more than some of the rock songs nowadays. It's weird, but it's a kind of fascinating world. So, but we always have been combining different things and like trying different things.
So if
and
you
you
call
know, sometimes we'll make a wrong move and we're like, oh, that was not a good idea, but you know, let's move on, let's do this
Right.
and that. So it's nice to be just going forward and not repeating yourself.
So if we call you pop rock, it's okay for you.
Yes, it's okay.
Good. Paradise, the song, right? Is the first track that stays in our minds because it's the first track, right?
Mm-hmm.
So tell us, what do you consider a paradise?
Yeah, well, it's hard to say what is a paradise. Like now I've lived in Los Angeles, which is a sunny and beautiful, clean place. I live by the sea, you know,
Uh-huh.
the ocean, and I go surfing and skateboarding and but then again they have their problems, you know. The president, you know, like they have a lot of homeless people. It's like it's this beautiful mess. And if I think of Finland, you know, I love my home country. It's a beautiful country, a lot of fresh nature, and so much good things about it. But they also have their, you know, dark side. You know, I think people are very jealous and envious, and
Really?
you know, yeah, it's not fun. I mean, if I go to America, people are very supportive and they're like, "Wow, you have this band. I'm so happy for you." And they don't think it's away from them. You know, like if someone gets successful or something. But in Finland, it's very much like very typical that people are like very envious and like that. So
So it's
they are
hard-
sort of like breaking they have the brakes on. I think Finland has a lot of talent, and they just don't know how to get it out. It
Right.
just seems like people are too shy and too modest.
Uh-huh. So there is no 100% paradise.
There is no paradise, I think, and I think the planet Earth, that is the paradise. You know,
Uh-huh.
I consider myself a guy that lives on this planet, and that's why I don't, like we have been touring the world with the band, and I've seen a lot of different countries, like 70 countries or something.
70.
Yeah,
Wow.
we have played almost everywhere except Australia.
Are there plans to play there this time?
No plans yet.
No plans yet.
No, but I hope one day.
Right. So talking about your trips, you are doing now this press trip, right? It's very uncommon right now coming to Brazil because it's very expensive just to talk to press and your fans, your fan bases. And do you think it's important to have this relation with your journalists and your fans?
Yes, we think it's very important to be here right now to meet the fans. We had a meet and greet
Uh-huh.
with about 100 fans
Wow.
2 days ago in this bar, and we're listening to the album together and taking pictures and talking with the fans a couple of hours, and it was really amazing to see these people after a long time and see how they missed us, how dedicated they are. You know, they have all the Rasmus tattoos and my autographs tattooed on their
Tattoos,
shoulder.
uh-huh.
And like, it's amazing. And after that meet and greet, I felt like I was in a concert. You know, I was like, my hands were shaking. You know, adrenaline and really waiting for us to come back. And we are planning to play some gigs here in May 2018. So
Good. Is it still a secret or?
it's still we are still working that. So
Right. So we
I
are
don't-
not going to talk about this, right? In this interview.
Mhm.
Okay. Good. Oh, and why did you choose Brazil to come?
Well, we are just doing a little trip now here. We went to Mexico,
Uh-huh.
which is not so close, but it's from Finland. It's kind of close.
But for you, it's in between US and Brazil, right?
Yeah, Mexico, and then tomorrow we go to Argentina
Uh-huh.
and kind of do the same thing.
Right. We are glad that you're here. Wonder Man. I've seen the video today.
Yeah,
Yeah?
it just came out.
Yeah. It's part of Randall soundtrack. How did this invitation come up?
Yeah.
To be part of a soundtrack?
It was
Because the movie seems to be nice.
Yeah, it was funny coincidence, because we wrote the song about 2.5 years ago,
Uh-huh.
and we had an idea like write a song about this child's imagination, like the kid is creating himself this alter ego, like a superhero, to get strength and to survive, and then at the same time there was a guy in Finland who was making a movie with almost a similar storyline. It was like really weird because
Crazy.
it's kind of strange story anyway. So we could then we met this guy and we hooked up and we had the song as a title song for the movie and we made a video for that in Finland a couple of weeks ago. Yeah.
Right. And did you hear anything about your release right now, or you still didn't have the answer from your bandmates or?
No, I haven't
fans?
even seen the final
haven't?
video. I've
It
just
is
got
nice.
I talked to some journalists and like, okay, I will have a look.
Please do so. Right. Well, we know some Finnish bands like Nightwish, Stratovarius, Sonata Arctica, and Children of Bodom, right? As well as Tuska Open Air.
Yeah.
But we haven't heard any new rock bands from there
In a while. Yeah.
in a while. Do you know why this rock scene is not overcoming? I don't know how to.
I know what you mean. In Finland at the moment, it's very common that the artists, they started singing in Finnish,
Uh-huh.
in the Finnish language. So that's one thing that they can become international. And I'm always saying, everybody, like, try to be, international.
International.
Try to, because Finland is a small country of 5 million people, and you can make a living with music and you can tour the country, but it's just way too small.
Uh-huh.
So, but maybe it will change. I don't know.
Is there any new acts that you can tell us to listen, even if they sing in Finnish? Would you recommend any?
I can't think of any rock right now. It's mostly hip hop.
Right. Oh, hip.
Yeah.
You are into hip hop right now.
Yeah, I'm into hip hop a little bit, but I think in Finland the scene is like,
Uh-huh.
it's just.
I've heard Private Line from there. It is nice.
Yeah.
Hard rock. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you got famous in Brazil because of MTV, right? And MTV in Brazil we don't have anymore. But now everybody is having the information through internet. How is your relation with internet? Do you see internet as an enemy or as an ally?
I think it's a good thing, only a good thing. We have seen the change, because we have been as a band for 23 years. We have
Right.
seen it was so different,
From
20 years
cassette tape,
ago. Yes, almost.
MP3.
Yeah, but so yeah, all of the different phases, and I think it's changing for the better. Sometimes it's difficult, the bands have a struggle, because the records don't sell, and but then they start touring more, and the live scene becomes better, and I think the rock and the bands, they will always survive. There's no problem. I just need to trust in yourself and keep doing what you do. And I think because of internet, it's better situation for young bands, because they have if you have a good song that you record in your bedroom, on your laptop, you can just release the song.
Uh-huh.
And if it's a really good song, people will share it, and it
Becomes
can
viral.
becomes viral, can become the biggest song in the world for free. You don't need to advertise it or
Right.
that stuff. So it's sort of a fair situation.
Uh-huh. And you said this is your second time here in Brazil. What do you know about Brazil and Brazilian bands?
I don't know many bands here. Actually, I just got a nice gift from of a fan in the meeting 2 days ago. It was a memory stick,
Uh-huh.
and he said, like, I put the best Brazilian music. It's 15 songs or something, and I still haven't have a chance to listen because I have a different kind of computer. But I will really want to hear what he picked for me, because not so many Brazilian bands, come to Europe, or
Yeah.
I don't get to meet them as much. But of course we know Sepultura and these big guys, and yeah. Actually, first time I saw them playing on the same festival with us, it was 96.
Do you remember which one?
It's in Finland.
In Finland,
It's
right.
called Messila. It's called the festival. It's not no more existing, but
Uh-huh.
they played on the same stage with us. It was our first time on the festival for the Rasmus, and we saw
Nice record.
and we saw the Sepultura play. And I was like, wow, this is crazy. And I was so happy that they have brought the Brazilian heritage, the roots, and they can be heard in the music and the rhythms. And I think it's important to recognize who you are, and if possible
Not
to
only
show
copy,
that.
right?
Yeah, and show that in your music, where you come from.
Good.
It's important.
Right. So to finish, can you leave a message to our viewers, please?
Sure. Everybody who's watching, this is Lauri from the Rasmus. I hope to see you on tour next year.
Right. Thanks.